Hello, Fruity Tooties. It's so great to have you here, and today I have a super special guest for you. Her name is Suzanna McGee, and she is a former Ms. Natural Olympia drug-free bodybuilding champion and currently a competitive tennis player, a performance coach, injury prevention specialist. She's written a couple of books, and she's also a raw vegan athlete. And her focus mainly is on mindful fitness and, helping to recreate balance in the body, preventing those nasty injuries, which none of us want, and helping people maximize athletic performance particularly through plant-based nutrition. But obviously she's very passionate about raw foods. And so I've got her here today to share with you guys her story, why she's doing her amazing tennis career raw, and all that sort of stuff. So Susanna, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for agreeing to be here with us. So tell us why raw, how you came to discover this lifestyle. Just tell us a bit about that.
It was almost like an accident, I would say. I became plant-based athlete just from an experiment. I wanted to see if it works for me, if I can get healthy, if it's really truth what they say it does to you, decreases cholesterol and all that. So for 3 months I became plant-based or vegan, and still not raw. And I was feeling amazingly. All my blood values improved even though I was already fit. So I remained vegan and plant-based, and I've been improving my tennis performance and all my health and everything. And there was a few days that I was eating raw. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I need a lot of calories. I eat 3,500 calories a day.
Wow.
And having a salad for lunch, it doesn't do it for me. Just so little, nothing. So I thought, no, I don't like it. It's too cold and it's too crunchy and I don't like it. So I was not thinking about it. And then I got hands on the book from Anne Wigmore, and she was talking about sprouting, lentils, and it seemed really easy. So I'm a little bit lazy to cook and prepare like heavy, difficult meals and stuff. And I was like, this is really simple. Maybe I should give it a try. So I had another experiment. I decided for a month I will be raw. And once I figure out a little bit what to do, how to eat, how to sprout, it became so easy and it was so simple, and I was feeling so great that after that month I just stayed raw, and I just was fine-tuning more and more how I eat and what works for me, how to balance the meals with my training, because I do a lot of training every day. I pretty much train 7 days a week.
Wow.
So it's very intense, and I feel like this raw nutrition is really helping me.
So, but sprouted lentils, you would have to be eating truckloads of sprouted lentils to get to 3,500 calories, right? So, is that what you're doing?
Sprouted lentils, I mostly eat. Actually, I can tell you what I eat if you would like to know what I eat.
I would love to
I sort of fine-tuned it with my training. From my bodybuilding background, we used to have the habit, we had to eat 6 meals a day. It was 6 meals a day. And it gets really difficult because you eat every 2 hours and you don't really have time to digest it. And me becoming tennis player later and plant-based, I don't really need to eat that many meals, but I still need a lot of calories for my training. I walk every day with my dog, jog or walk for an hour. Then at noon, approximately lunchtime, I do 90 minutes weight training or tennis. And then sometimes later in the evening, I might do something little also. So it's every day, it's 7 days a week. So I figured for me what works really well. For my breakfast, before training, I make a smoothie. And most of my foods are based on fruit because it's a lot of calories.
Yeah.
So, and I need calories. So mornings, especially before training, I might have a smoothie from 3 bananas, maybe half pound of mango, some spinach or some green stuff in it, little bit nuts or flax seeds or chia seeds. I make my smoothie about 500-600 calories. It's 1.5 liter. 1.5 liter smoothie, and I drink it. And it takes me over my training. So then I do my 2-hour tennis or 90 minutes in the gym. And afterwards, after training, this is the most important meal we have to eat. It has to be very nutritious. That's the only meal I'm thinking about protein also. Normally, I don't really care about protein because I feel I get enough from all my plant-based nutrition. So I don't really think about how much, when, and what. But after training, it has to have protein. And I live here in Venice Beach in California. So it gets pretty warm during the summer. And if I'm on the tennis court for hours, I get quite hot, overheated. So I like, after training, during summertime at least, my meal is I eat a pound of berries, blueberries or strawberries or blackberries, and they are frozen berries. And then from banana, I make a milk, banana and water, and I put some pumpkin seed protein in it or something like that. And I blend it, I pour it into the berries, and they defrost a little bit, and the milk freezes a little bit, so it tastes like an ice cream. Super delicious ice cream, but it's loaded with vitamins, nutrients. Again, it's about 600 calories. It gives me maybe 30-40 grams of protein, about 100 grams of carbohydrates, a lot of fiber, and it's extremely nutritious. So that's my meal after training.
Wow.
And then in the evening, I like to chew something. That's my like a social time with myself, right? So I make myself a salad. And my salad is not really just a bunch of leaves. It's heavy stuff. Possibly the sprouted lentils, broccoli, cauliflower, tomatoes, radishes, green onions, whatever I find in the fridge. I take 5, 6, 7 things. I just chop it, put it in this big bowl, and I have maybe 2 to 3 pounds of that thing.
Wow.
But again, it's 400 calories, 400, 500 calories. So this works really well for me because I love to eat. I love volume, but I don't get too many calories because I would eat otherwise too much. I like to eat like many other people. We like to eat.
Yes.
So,
that's why I love this lifestyle too.
yeah, because I can pretty much eat a lot, right? Only thing for myself, I have to be careful about nuts. Nuts are healthy and highly recommended, but because I love them so much, I could eat a pound of cashew nuts like nothing. So for me, and because I eat so many fruits and it's a lot of sugar, I figure out that for me with my training works really well if I keep my fat low. So I don't eat too much fat. I don't add any fat. I don't use olive oil, coconut oil. I just don't add it. If I have some fat, it's maybe flax seeds, chia seeds, occasionally some cashew, but I lose control.
Yeah.
So very low fat. If I keep my fat low, all the carbohydrates, they get burned for energy, so I don't get fat. I stay lean. I'm 50 years old, 160 pounds. I'm lean, maybe 12% body fat, and I eat, like I said, 3,500 calories a day.
Wow.
If I start eating more fat, if I get wild on those nuts, then I start getting a little bit more body fat on me, so I just have to keep it in check. But it's slightly different for everybody, so I would recommend people experimenting a little bit what works for them. But my percentages, they are approximately 80% from carbs, 10 to 15 from protein, or maybe 8 to 12, like that, somewhere around 10%. And fats, I'm trying to keep around 10, but if I add some avocados to my dinner, then it climbs to 15, maybe 10 to 15%, sometimes to 20. So occasionally it's okay to go higher up, but then I have to sort of catch myself before I eat too many nuts.
Yeah.
But that's my typical. I also do juicing, but not every day. But I notice also my favorite carrot, apple, ginger juice. I put turmeric in it also because it's anti-inflammatory, which is good for athletes and for non-athletes as well. And I have that, if I have juice, I have it for breakfast before my training. And now I actually have half gallon, 2 liters. I have 2 liters of carrot, apple, ginger juice, and I have that whole thing for my breakfast, which is again around 600 calories. It's not that much.
Yeah.
And the ginger and all the nutrients, it gives me so much energy. So then I go and train and feel extremely well.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing day of food. I can just imagine you sitting down to these massive smoothies and massive juices and just, I feel like you must be eating all day, but I know that, I know personally when you get used to eating this volume, you tend to be able to put it away fairly quickly.
Yeah,
So,
and it's so light. The smoothies and juices, it's so light. It just goes. I don't feel too full, too heavy. Possibly the dinner, it takes a long time because I have to chew and I eat very slow. But that's my social time. I turn something on TV or I read. I know they say we shouldn't read, but I'm chewing mindfully and I just go slow and it takes me maybe 1 hour, and that's my dinner. That's what I don't eat salads earlier during the day because I kind of don't have time to chew forever. And
I get it.
It goes through the system slower.
Totally.
And also I snack. If I snack on something, I always have an apple in my bag carried with me because apples are so easy. Sweet, sour, crunchy. Winter time, I don't know in your country, but wintertime here in California, they have persimmons. I don't know if you know persimmons.
Yeah.
This is something I'm so addicted to. So when there's a persimmon season, it's only 2 months. I may eat 2 pounds for breakfast. I skip the smoothie. I have 2-3 pounds persimmons for breakfast. Another 2-3 pounds for lunch. I just go for it for 2 months.
I think you need to go to Persimmons Anonymous, Suzanna. You have a real problem with persimmons. It's been fantastic listening to all of that, and I know that people listening in are going to get some great tips, particularly about the turmeric and just the different combinations that you put together there. So, Suzanna, I am sure people would love to get in contact with you, so I'm going to put the link to your website, which is tennisfitnesslove.com, in the description below. And also, you have a couple of books that you've written as well about plant-based athleticism and whatever. Do you want to just give us the titles of those, or roughly what they're about, and we'll also put the links to those.
The first book that is probably interesting to your readers, it's called The Athlete's Simple Guide to a Plant-Based Lifestyle. It's how to transition from being meat-eating athlete into being plant-based. And it's very simply written, explains everything what you need to do. It has some recipes that I call non-recipes because I don't like to follow recipes. They always have ingredients that I don't have home and it takes too much time. So I have sort of blueprint. I tell you, take 3 vegetables from this, take 1 thing from that, and just blend it. Sort of that kind of blueprint, so you can create your own stuff. So I have things in that. And that's my plant-based book. And the other book is called Tennis Fitness for the Love of It. And that one is actually, even though I'm aiming tennis players, it can be anybody. It can be any fitness enthusiast or whatever person. I'm teaching how to find imbalances in the body that we all have and how to correct them. And you don't need to go to the gym. You can do everything at home or outside. So it's all just teaching you how to learn about your body and find stuff that would in the future cause you problems.
Beautiful. Well, people can check those out below. And thank you so much, Suzanna. It has been wonderful getting to know you and learning a little bit more about your lifestyle today. And yeah, any final words?
I just want to encourage everybody, if you are not raw completely, give it a try, because I was so anti-raw. I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to me. And then when I tried it, I was so impressed how the body feels and how it recovers. And if you don't like it yet, give it a try for a month and you learn how to like it and you will be raw forever.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get to chat again soon. Thanks, Suzanna. Bye.
Bye.